Hello everyone. Now let us start with the colligative properties of non-electrolyte solutions. So in Greek, this colligatus means collected together. Colligatus means collected together. The physical properties of solutions that depend on the number of solute particles. So the properties which depend on the number of solute particles in the solution and not on their nature are called as the colligative properties. There are four different types of colligative properties we will be studying. First is vapor pressure lowering, second is boiling point elevation, third is freezing point depression, and fourth is the osmosis. So all these colligative properties we will be studying in relation with the solution here. Now for non-electrolyte solution with concentration 0.2 molar. So the concentration with the 0.2 molar or less means very dilute solutions are considered for this non-electrolytes solution or solute which we will be using here. So non-electrolytes, those are the non-ionizable ones. Now we know that when a liquid in a closed container, it is in equilibrium with its pressure, vapors. The pressure exerted by the vapor on the liquid is its vapor pressure. We know what is vapor pressure is. That is when a liquid, it is taken in a closed container. Here you can see the container. It is in equilibrium with its vapor which are forming. So the pressure exerted by these vapor on the liquid, that is nothing but what we call as the vapor pressure. So when a non-volatile, non-ionizable, that is non-electrolyte solid, it is dissolved in liquid solvent, the vapor pressure of the solution, it is lowered and it will be less than the whatever is of the pure solvent. So it means that vapor pressure of the solvent, it is lowered by dissolving a non-volatile solute into it. So you can see here this is about the vapor pressure, and when you add solute to this non-electrolyte solute is added, there is a decrease or lowering of vapor pressure of the solution. So when the vapor pressure, therefore vapor pressure of the solution, that would be equal to the vapor pressure of the solvent above the solution here. So we'll proceed for the next slide. That is the vapor pressure of the solution, that would be equal to the vapor pressure of the solvent above the solution here. So the total vapor pressure of the solution will be equal to the P1. So what is this P1? P1 is the partial vapor pressure of the solvent when it is in solution phase. P01, this is the vapor pressure of solvent when it was in pure form. When it means that when it was not mixed with the solute. So this is denoted by P01. Now this P1, that is the partial vapor pressure of the solvent when it was mixed in with the solute, that is less than the vapor pressure of the solute which was in a pure form. So if P01 is the vapor pressure of the pure solvent, P1 is the vapor pressure of the solvent above the solution, that is nothing but the partial vapor pressure of the solvent, then this P1 it will be less than P01 when non-electrolyte solute is added to this. So when vapor pressure, this change in the vapor pressure, it is nothing but a lowering in vapor pressure which is denoted by delta P. So delta P will be equal to, here you can write delta P will be equal to P01 minus P1. Yeah. So this delta P is nothing but the lowering in the vapor pressure. It means that whenever a non-electrolyte solute is added to the solvent, there would be decrease in the vapor pressure of the solution. And that decrease in the vapor pressure of the solution, it is denoted by lowering of vapor pressure. That is the colligative property because it depends on the solute molecules. So the properties which are dependent on the solute molecules, those are called as the colligative properties. So what is the actual reason for this lowering in vapor pressure? when non-volatile solute is added here, when non-volatile solute is added or dissolved in a solvent, some of the surface molecules of the solvent, if you denote this cross as a solute molecules, and this circle that is shown here, that is by the solvent molecules. So when you add solvent and solute together, there is a decrease in the vapor pressure. So what is the actual reason for this? When non-volatile solute is added here, some of the surface molecules of the solvent, means if you consider this cross as a solvent molecule here, so the solvent molecules are replaced by the non-volatile solute molecules, and these solute molecules do not contribute to the vapor above the solution. So the number of solvent molecules available for the vaporization, this is solution here. So the number of solvent molecule which will be available for the vaporization per unit surface area of the solution, it would be less than the number at the surface of the pure solvent. So as a result of this, that this decrease in the availability of the solvent molecules for the vaporization, what is the reason for this? So as a result of this, the solvent molecules at the surface, so the solvent molecules at the surface of the solution, it will vaporize at a slower rate. So the rate of vaporization of this solvent molecule will decrease here. So rate of vaporization would be decrease on addition of this solute molecule, non-volatile solute molecule here. So this result in the lowering of the vapor pressure. So as a for the Raoult's law for the non-volatile solutes here, P1 will be equal to P01 into X1. We have seen this earlier. P2 would be equal to P02 into X2. And the total vapor pressure of solution is nothing but the addition of these two components here. But in case of non-volatile solute, the law is applicable to the volatile solvent here. Now, the law states that the vapor pressure of the solvent over the solution is equal to the vapor pressure of pure solvent into its mole fraction into the solution. It means that this equation, we are talking about this equation, P1 will be equal to P01 into X1. That is the vapor pressure of the solvent, this which is denoted by P01, into the mole fraction in the solution, that is into X1. So P1 equal to P01 into X1. But we proceed further for the next slide. So here, if you look at the graph, this is the graph mole fraction of solvent. At this end, the number of mole fraction of this solvent, it is 0. It increases in this direction, and this is the vapor pressure of the solvent, which increases in this direction. And you will see there is a continuous increase from this end to this end. So this is the graph for the P01 versus this X1 here. So variation, this is the graph shows variation of vapor pressure of solution with mole fraction of the solvent here. For binary solution, what is this? Binary solution, X1 plus X2 equals to 1. And when you rearrange this equation, X1 will be equal to 1 minus X2. Now, we are having this equation, that is P1 equal to P01 into X1. Now substitute this value of this X1, P01 into, that is 1 minus X2 here. So P1 will be equal to P01 minus P01 into X2. We are solving this bracket here. We arrived this equation. Now what is this P01 minus P1? This is nothing but the delta P, that is lowering in vapor pressure. This is the vapor pressure of the solvent in pure form. This is the vapor pressure of the solvent when it is mixed together with the solute. So the difference between these two vapor pressure, that is nothing but the delta P, that is lowering in vapor pressure, which will be equal to P01 into X2. That is delta P will be equal to P01 into P1 here. So what is this X2 here? This is the mole fraction of solute. Means when I say delta P, that is equal to, when I say delta P equal to P01 into X2, means this lowering of vapor pressure, that is related to the, or it is in other words, that it is dependent on the mole fraction of the solute here. So that is why this is called as a colligative property. Now next we'll see that is the relative lowering of vapor pressure. So in relation with this, that is delta P upon P naught 1, that will be equal to, what is this delta P? Delta P is nothing but P naught 1 minus P1. So we'll substitute here P naught 1 minus P1 divided by P naught 1. So we are comparing this change in the vapor pressure, that is nothing but a lowering in vapor pressure in relation with the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. When you are taking the ratio of these two quantities, that will give the equation P naught 1 minus P1 divided by P naught 1. We also know that delta P equal to P naught 1 into X2. Okay, so that you can write here, this will be equal to P naught 1 into X2 divided by P naught 1. It means that we have substituted delta P equal to P naught 1 into X2. So delta P, that is equal to P naught 1 into X2 divided by P naught 1. So delta P upon P naught 1, that will give you, that is equal to X2 here. So this is nothing but the relative lowering of vapor pressure. This is the ratio of vapor pressure of lowering of solvent in solution divided by the, this is the lowering of vapor pressure divided by the vapor pressure of the pure solvent, and this is what we call as the relative lowering of vapor pressure, isn't it? Now if you proceed further for the next slide, that will show you that this, we have this equation delta P upon P naught 1, that is equal to X2 if we denote it by equation number 1. Now we know that X2 will be equal to N2 upon N1 plus N2. This is X2 is nothing but the mole fraction. X2 is the mole fraction of the solute here. What is this N2? N2 is the number of moles of solute here. Okay. So since we are considering the dilute solution, that is 0.2 or less than this, molarity of the solution should be less than this. So N1 will be greater than N2, means it is a very dilute solution. What is this N2? This is the number of moles of solute, means the amount of solute is very less here. So N1 plus N2 can be approximately equal to N1 because this quantity is very less. So N1, that is nothing but the number of moles of solvent. X1, that is the mole fraction of the solvent. So X2 can be N2 upon N1. Initially X2, N2 upon N1 plus N2. Since we are neglecting this N2 because addition of these two is approximately equal to N1. So X2 will be equal to N2 upon N1, which means that the solution is very dilute. So you can just rearrange this equation. Delta P upon P naught 1, that will be equal to N2 upon N1. Instead of that is equal to X2. So we'll substitute X2 will be equal to N2 upon N1. We are just neglecting this N2 here. So that would be N2 upon N1. So N2 will be equal to W2 upon M2. W2 is nothing but the grams of solute. M2, that is the molar mass of solute. So by knowing such things, you will be able to find out the molar mass by substituting the values of this into for the calculation or for solving the different problems based on this. Okay. So this is about the lowering in vapor pressure. Thank you.